So you are about to start playing Ark Survival Ascended, and you chose to go ahead and watch this video. Well, that is definitely a smart thing to do. Or maybe you started and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, please help me. Well, that's even smarter. So anyway, choosing where you're going to go. There's an official server, unofficial server, non-dedicated, and then there's a single player game where you would also potentially, you could do up to, I think, 4 people or something, and you're tethered together, which is exactly what it sounds like when you're hosting. So anyway, you are going to choose where you're going to go, and unofficial servers, you know, there's a benefit. There's like, you gain extra experience and things like that. Maybe when you're hatching eggs or whatever else, it hatches faster, and I mean, like, the list goes on and on, but you would choose, like, let's say a cluster server if you want like several of the maps to be clustered together, and then you would put in cluster where I showed you. I chose Serenity as one to show you also that that's a cluster server. Anyway, so you've decided where you're going to go. Here's the unofficial. Maybe you haven't decided. But then you also, with you see here is create or resume a game. There's a mod list also, and mods, you know, if you're on a server with other players, then that will come into play. You can choose your map, and if you own it, you can go on it. And as far as mods go, it'll automatically download the mods for you if you go on those, the ones that it says it needs for that. The next thing you would do is character creation, and that's a whole nother thing in and of itself. Right here, you'll see I have a link to how I create my character and things like that. But never fear, you can actually alter your character after you've started the game. So you can see that my character is absolutely washed out, and that's because basically the backlighting is so bright when you create your character that it washes out anything that you do. My character actually has brown hair and it looked blonde, if that doesn't tell you anything. Then you choose exactly where you are going to spawn in the game. Make sure you pick an area that says easy and recommended, because if you pick an area that doesn't say easy and or recommended, it's going to be really, really tough, and maybe you like that insanity straight out the gate, then go right ahead. But don't expect it even to be super easy, because there's always going to be those dinosaurs in there that will you know, come at you sometimes as soon as you spawn in. So just be on your guard straight out the gate. And again, choose your area. I chose one certain area, and I thought I was like close to where I wanted to be, and of course I wasn't. So, you know, but I cut that out. So the next thing is you spawn into the game. Number 4. Third or first person. I love third person. A lot of people love first person. So basically what you would do is you would hold onto the mouse pad, hold it down, and this screen comes up. See, I'm showing you that's the mouse pad. Hold it down, and then you're going to go like R3. I think it's R3 or L3, and then you're going to press R2 to select. I know it sounds weird, but that's what you're going to do. It has like all these different things that you can do now that make it where you have to do extra moves in the game to actually be able to accomplish something, which it's not a big pain in the butt. Anyway, harvesting, you're going to press the triangle button, and that is if you're on PlayStation 4, the triangle button, the top one for Xbox, I don't know what that is it A or something like that? And then of course, I have no clue what you would do for the PC, maybe just left click on something, I don't know. So, and then that gathers fiber, it gathers any rocks, wood, or whatever else that's on the ground. You would press the square button on the PlayStation to actually punch wood. You can't punch stone. It's not going to happen. But be aware that when you're punching wood, you're actually damaging yourself too. So only get the bare minimum of wood that you need to start crafting, and we're going to get to that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start putting in your character points. For lack of better words, they're character points. You put your points in. Fortitude, weight, crafting, and melee are really super important initially. do your research, check into each thing. Of course, you're going to want to put things like, you know, oxygen. When you go into the ocean or go swimming, you want to be able to hold your breath longer, things like that. But initially, you want weight, you want fortitude, you want melee, and crafting. That's my opinion. Anyway, the next thing is engrams. Engrams is what enables you to be able to craft. And depending on the maps that you own and things like that will dictate what engrams you want. Now, if you're on a public, official, or unofficial server, some of these may already automatically, when you put your level in, will automatically fill in for you. You won't have to do this. But if you're on the PlayStation, double click the X button on those things that you're choosing. And last but not least, start crafting. Just craft, boxes, anything. You'll go up in level, and make sure you check out my other videos. Make sure you smash that like button, ring the bell to be alerted, and hit subscribe, and hype my video.